sausage McMuffin!
Okay, situation.
Hey guys, how's it going? So me and my brother have been watching a lot of the Adam Sandler movies the past couple of weeks, and we started to see some of the connections between the movies. And sure enough, we hopped online, searched it up, and we saw Sean Cohn's great video explaining a lot of the connections. So here I am today making this video, an updated version, and we're just going to jump into it and start off on the Waterboy with Rob Schneider's first cameo.
You'll see.
You can do it! You can do it all night long!
So this is the first time he appears as the townie, and he appears as the same character again in Little Nicky.
You can do it, Ozzy! Bite his freaking head off!
Then again in The Animal, but this time the character is actually played by Adam Sandler stepping in for Rob.
You can do it!
Next he's seen in The Longest Yard.
You can do it!
A deleted scene here in Click that's very short.
You can do it.
And also here in Real Rob in 2015.
You can do it.
Also has a short cameo here in the movie Anger Management.
You can do it, David!
And the next Rob Schneider / Adam Sandler character crossover I wanted to talk about was this one here seen in the Saturday Night Live skit.
Really?
Yeah, and you put your weed in here.
Cool.
Oh, and you can put your weed in there.
Now the next character I wanted to talk about is a delivery man we see played by Rob Schneider first here in Big Daddy and appears a lot in this movie.
Hip? Hip hop? Hip Hop Anonymous?
Damn you! You gave him the easy ones!
We then see him appear again in the movie Mr. Deeds when he's rescuing the cats.
Holy shit, it's a cat.
Now the next is just a short mention of all the times you hear "that's a huge bitch" in Rob Schneider movies.
That's a huge bitch! That's a huge bitch! That's a huge bitch! That's a huge bitch!
And now we have the connection of 50 First Dates to the Tommy Boy universe through a familiar Callahan auto that's mentioned here.
Ohio by T.B. Callahan, the automotive components tycoon.
Back in Sandusky, Ohio, there are 300 American workers at Callahan Auto. We make the best parts money can buy.
And Dr. Keats from 50 First Dates also has his name used in Bulletproof.
Piece of shit, you know that, Keith.
Now 50 First Dates has a lot of tie-ins with Blended, and the first one being 10 Second Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Huh? Henry.
Hi.
Marlon. Tom lost part of his brain in a hunting accident. His memory only lasts 10 seconds.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Here's your change.
Hi, I'm Tom.
And in these next scenes here, you'll see how 50 First Dates links to Happy Gilmore and Happy Gilmore to Blended.
Doing the bull dance. Feeling the...
And here we see the caddy from Happy Gilmore, who actually later makes an appearance in the movie Jack and Jill.
Here.
Thanks again for having me.
Next we have Chubbs the golf pro, who unfortunately lost his hand, first appearing in Happy Gilmore, then later appearing in Little Nicky after he falls out a window in Happy Gilmore and dies. He's seen here in Heaven and referred to as a golf pro. Next we have a very short line here in Master of Disguise that links to the Adam Sandler universe.
I like the juice. You like the juice?
You like it a juice, eh?
Next is a legend of Whitey Duvall, first starting in this Adam Sandler song.
I see from your name tag. My name's Whitey. It's me, Whitey Duvall.
He had one more appearance actually in the movie Little Nicky.
That was sick. Who taught you that shit?
Sorry, Cassius. It must be the super devil juice Dad gave me.
Super devil juice. Give me that little girl.
Now he doesn't sound like Whitey here, but when the character first appears on screen, he does have a high-pitched voice, and Dana Carvey here is credited as playing Whitey. Next is the birth of the character Donnie Berger from That's My Boy in a song called The Psychotic Legend of Uncle Donnie from 1999.
Fucking lightweight, so you're gonna water ski or you're gonna slide your fucking tampons in. Fucking you guys got your face covered in leprechaun shit. We should be getting whacked off, all of us as a fucking team!
Moving on, there's a small connection between the movie Click and the movie Funny People through a common stuffed animal. Seen here and here in the background. And of course we have the beloved O'Doyles, obviously first seen in Billy Madison, but then later seen in the movie Click.
You're making a Derek G to yourself, O'Doyle.
And now, moving on to the character of the Peeper from Little Nicky / Jimmy Moore from The Wedding Singer. There's a song made in 1999 called The Peeper, and then also an animation released later that year who looks an awful lot like the character from Little Nicky. So the reason that people think that the character Jimmy Moore from The Wedding Singer and the character from Little Nicky are the same is because the same song plays every time they're on screen.
Yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, yes, it's ladies' night, and the feel showtime.
The next character I wanted to talk about was Farmer Fran, who first appears in the movie Waterboy, but later makes a cameo in the movie Joe Dirt.
I thought this was it this time.
Nah, homie, where you mate?
You like to see homos naked?
Homie, where you make it?
Now I wanted to talk about Jonathan Lugren for a second. He plays a trucker in the movie Kill Bill, and then appears in Sandy Wexler as a character named Trucker John. He also appears in Waterboy as seemingly the same character as in Grown Ups, and then also here in the movie Jack and Jill.
Is that Colonel Sanders?
Now, one of my favorite movie crossovers of the whole Sandler verse is the crossover of Dante and Dr. Shockaloo seen in Grandma's Boy, who then appear in the end of the movie That's My Boy.
Someone ass getting laid tonight.
You fuck your brother?
Oh my God!
Fucking white people.
I'm not looking so bad now, am I, Dad?
There's a very small tie-in between the movie Chuck and Larry and the movie Billy Madison through a book.
Lost His Way by Chrissy Taylor.
Here we see a police officer played by Dan Patrick, and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, and then again in The Longest Yard, and appears possibly without a mustache in The House Bunny, which is also a Happy Madison production. Here we have a quick compilation of all the times Colonel Sanders or Kentucky Fried Chicken is mentioned.
Wrong again. No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. Colonel Sanders been eating his own chicken.
You got a better chance getting Colonel Sanders interested in a hamburger, buddy.
Looks like somebody has to learn how to pass the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Prepare to do battle. Oh my God, is that Colonel Sanders?
Hey.
The Lunch Lady from Billy Madison can be tied back to 1993 in a song called Lunch Lady Land that he released on his album. The song appears on SNL and then finally Billy Madison. Something a lot of old Adam Sandler movies had in common was the lead character having a VV name, starting with the female Veronica Vaughn in Billy Madison, Vicky Valancourt in The Waterboy, Virginia Venett in Happy Gilmore, Valerie Varan in Little Nicky, and finally Vanessa from Big Daddy, which we're only given her first name, but we could assume the last name might be a V too. So I saved this for last, the connection of all the Lamensofts from movie to movie. This character, or name if you want to say, definitely has the most cameos over the whole Adam Sandler verse, and the first one we're going to start off here in Pixels.
Ludlow Lamonsoff, the Wonder Kid?
So this isn't an Eric Lamonsoff, but it's worth mentioning because it could be his son or distant relative. Moving on to the other clips, here are some other mentions of the name, specifically Eric Lamonsoff.
Hey, I know for a fact you gave Eric Lamonsoff that price.
Great news. Eric Lamonsoff killed himself.
Hey now. Lamonsoff.
In the movie Jack and Jill, two twins are credited as Eric and Schmerick Lamonsoff. Now, there was no names at the beginning of the movie given, so I'm not sure if it's these two twins or these two twins, but it's one or the other.
Sounds just like,
In the movie The Week Of, Eric Lamonsoff also shows up in the credits as Ava's dad, Ava being played by Sonny Sandler, and Ava's dad being Eric Lamonsoff. In the movie You Don't Mess with the Zohan, another credit is given to Eric Lamonsoff as Hamdi's passenger, possibly playing himself in this movie. Now, the most recent evidence I could find of Eric Lamonsoff is in the movie Sandy Wexler. Right at the end of the movie, Sandy says to Courtney, "What I'm trying to say is this Eric Lamonsoff guy is wrong for you." And there's actually an actor credited as playing Eric Lamonsoff in this movie, but I don't think he's ever actually seen in the movie. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope everyone that watched enjoyed. Just made this for fun to update a few of the things that I found about the Adam Sandler verse. Big shout out to Sean Cohn for making his video and giving me the idea to do this one. I definitely wouldn't have been able to make this video without him finding a lot of those clips, so thank you very much.
Ladies night in the field. Ooh, showtime.